forgot my lipstick. Let's go, Marina. Hi, everyone. Hello, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Oh my God, what's going on here? Okay, I'm here with you live, coming from New York and New Jersey. What's going on with my hair? I'm discombobulated because I started my holiday early. Oh my gosh. Saying hello to my followers already here. First one, Cheyenne Mosk. Hello. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello, Instagram. Drop in the comments when you log in where you guys are watching me from. Hello from Bibin. Hello from Mani Kumar. Hello from Kwaku. Kwaku calls me super lawyer. Thank you so much. Good morning. We have a lot to talk about. It's the holidays. We have a lot of things happening in the world of immigration, and I'm here to tell you about it. What is going on with my bangs today? God, I'm still getting used to this new hairstyle. Do you like my new hairstyle, everyone? Drop me a comment where you are, like where you're located and watching me from, and if you like my hairstyle. Also, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Drop in the comments. Rod Haputra is saying hello from Minnesota. Amazing. Hi, Minnesota. How are you? I'm going to log into my comments on Instagram so I can see what's going on. Oh my God. I didn't even check. Hello again. I'm just logging into my LinkedIn. Good morning to everybody who's just logging in. Good morning, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank God for technology. Watching from Kentucky is Kwaku. Kwaku is watching from Kentucky. Serena, gorgeous Serena. I like your picture. It's from Florida, and you got an attitude in it. I like it. Mani Kumar says from Texas. Good morning. Jolivia likes my hairstyle. Thank you. MK is watching me from Minnesota, but originally from the Czech Republic and loves my new hairstyle. Thank you so much. It looks pretty good. I like it, but it's very annoying because it's always on my face and in my eyes. And I constantly want to like clean it up. Jolivia says, watching me from Utah. Utah, amazing. Mani Kumar says, I'm looking great as always. Thank you so much. And Serena says that she is happy that I'm live. Woo-hoo! We got that pre-Thanksgiving vibe. I'm so happy, guys, because I'm going to get to rest today. After this live, I'm going to be cleaning. Well, this is how I rest because I'm a mom from the suburbs, and my kids are going to get home from school, and we're going to clean. And my husband is cooking for Thanksgiving. I don't know if you guys know this tradition, but Thanksgiving is one of my favorite, if not my most favorite holidays in the United States. It is not religious at all. It's just a social, regular, secular holiday. And it started when the first settlers in the 1700s, late 1700s, came to live from England. They were immigrants from England to settle into what we have now know as like the East Coast of the United States. And they were Native Americans, and they made friends with them, and they helped them, and everybody like did a big table, supposedly. That's what the legend says. And everybody sat at one table, and there was a turkey, so everybody eats turkey on Thanksgiving to commemorate, to remember how our nation was a nation of immigrants, and the natives welcomed these immigrants. And from that point on, everybody got along, supposedly. Of course, we know that that's not what happened. The settlers ended up first unknowingly and then knowingly, you know, unliving. You can't say these words now, but they caused a lot of diseases for the Native Americans, and ended up that a lot of Native Americans passed away because of this, and there were wars. And I don't know if you guys ever read the book The Last of the Mohicans and all that. But anyway, now we celebrate it as a happy holiday, and we cook a turkey. Now in my house, I don't cook. I don't know how to cook. I'm very bad at it. My husband is an amazing chef. He even used to work as a chef when he was young. And he's going to cook. And he said he has one condition for us this Thanksgiving. Tell me what you think that one condition is. Put in the comments. What do you think was my one? And it's funny. So keep in mind, it's not like serious. But what is the one condition he had for myself, his kids, my kids, and my parents? So we're going to have, and his sister's coming too with her son. So we're going to have just close family. We're not talking about extended family. Close family, like I think 12 or 15 people. And he's got a huge part of his family that lives in Florida. So that's why we're in Florida so much. We visit Miami, and we're going to go there for Christmas. But what is my husband's condition? Serena says very, very close. Somebody, so okay, two conditions. Serena, you guessed the other conditions, but that's all of his. This year he spelled out his condition for yes, you're right. Cleaning, he hates cleaning, but he's very clean. So, but after he's done cooking, there's very little to clean except for like the plates we use and forks and stuff. But okay, I won't make you wait too long because I want to get to your questions. His one condition was stay out of my kitchen. He told all of us to stay out of the kitchen for Thanksgiving. He wants to cook, he wants to get in and out, he wants to clean after himself, and then he wants to be done. He doesn't want anybody bothering or helping or interfering, and he gets really angry if we try to help. Like he has a flow when he's cooking. He's like running around, he's chopping, he's got all the four stove lights going, and it's like, and we all just sit there. He's not allowing us. Once I think he asked the kids to chop something, but that's it. He said, "Stay out of my kitchen when I'm cooking until I tell you I'm done." So that's what we're doing for Thanksgiving. Let me know what you guys are doing if you're celebrating. I found that a lot of new immigrants, they don't immediately get into these traditions because they don't know yet. But as soon as you get invited to somebody's Thanksgiving, and by the way, my kids are doing a Friendsgiving on Friday, which means after everybody has Thanksgiving with their family, they have all their friends hosted at somebody's house. Everybody brings a dish, they put it on the table, and they basically have like a dinner party, like a potluck, but it's for Thanksgiving. So it's called Friendsgiving. So if you are an immigrant and you've been to a Thanksgiving dinner, you know how amazing it is. Once or twice you do that, you will start your own tradition. And the amazing thing about America is even if you don't have your family here, and I know many of you don't have your family or your whole family here, you make your own family in this country. Am I right? Let me know if you made your own new family here. You make friends, you make new connections. You invite to Thanksgiving people that maybe don't have anybody to spend it with. Maybe somebody who's elderly, maybe somebody who's also a new immigrant, doesn't have friends yet or relatives in the United States. You make your own family. You invite people who are less fortunate than you. You don't want people to be alone on Thanksgiving, so you invite them, and you cook a turkey, yes, but also you cook other things. Some traditional things is turkey stuffing. So my husband has a secret recipe. Oh, by the way, he bought a turkey at a farm. We live in New Jersey, like in the middle of the woods, kind of. So there's a farm not far from us. He orders the turkey ahead of time. He bought it. He took a big bucket, like the kind that you have paint in, and he cleaned it, and that's his marinating bucket. So he puts the turkey in the bucket. He marinates it for 3 days, you guys. And then after 3 days on Thanksgiving, he will cook it. He's got special stuffing recipe. It has kielbasa in it. We are Ukrainian and Russian, but this kielbasa is Polish, believe it or not. So he's got like a Polish kielbasa stuffing with bread and stuff going. I don't even know. Like I said, it's a secret recipe. But since we are immigrants too, like you guys, Ukrainian and Russian, we will have some traditional side dishes. Like the kids are going to make a cheesecake. He got sweet potato, so we're going to have like sweet potato. That's traditional to have with the turkey. Some people like cranberry sauce. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Rice and potatoes, but we will add our own immigrant dishes. Like we will probably have crepes with caviar, although it doesn't go with the turkey, but that's what we like. And he was thinking of making like a savory crepe caviar cake. It's like you stack the crepes with like a cream in between, like a savory cream. It's not sweet. And then you put caviar on top and a little like dressing. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what it ends up being. And people, of course, are going to bring, like my parents will probably bring some food. My sister will bring some. She has this really good sauce she makes, so you can dip stuff in it. So we're going to have a great Thanksgiving. Uh, Today I saw an announcement. So let's just get into the news, right? Today I saw an announcement that anybody from Lebanon, because of the situation there with the conflict with Israel, will receive temporary protected status. If you're from Lebanon, you can file for temporary protected status. And even though we're thankful and happy on such a great day as we are today, because it's almost Thanksgiving, there's parts of the world that are going through wars. And up until now, United States has been kind of understanding, and people from Lebanon and Ukraine are getting TPS, temporary protected status. And we don't know what's going to happen with that when Trump comes. We don't know. We'll see what happens. I know Trump he had confirmed that he's planning to like deport the illegals, but I don't know how that's actually going to look like when he does, right? Let me mention this visa to you guys that you might not be aware of, and I mention it in my live sometimes. I know you guys know that I work a lot with asylum and VAWA, right? And I see some questions. I'll get to them in a minute about VAWA, but this visa is for anybody who worked in the United States. Perhaps you didn't have a work permit, you worked off the books, but the people who you worked for took advantage of you, exploited you, treated you badly in this job. You didn't get paid, or you got paid but not enough, or I see it, by the way, a lot of this is family members, like a cousin or a brother or a sister or an aunt, or like babysitting situations where the person is taken advantage of and they don't get paid. And sometimes families will even hold, even if it's not family, but like you work for a family, you live in their house, they will withhold your passport from you. If stuff like that has happened to you, if you worked more than 40 hours without getting paid for it, or like the right way, if you didn't get the right breaks, you could file for a visa called a T visa that ends up leading to a green card. Once you have a T visa, believe it or not, it's called a non-immigrant visa. For 3 years, after 3 years, you file for a green card. Okay. So if you have a T visa, it's a great way to get a green card. And many people are eligible for it and don't know it. They just think they have no options. They're completely undocumented. They're not married to a U.S. citizen. They're not eligible for asylum or anything like that. So they think they're not eligible for anything. But believe it or not, many, many immigrants are in fact eligible for the T visa because they suffered at a job. And if you want to talk about it, my number is on the bottom of the screen. If you're watching me on like LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook, but for people on Instagram, all of my contact information is in my profile, Shepelsky.attorney. So you can find how to reach us for a consultation there. And my consultations, because of the election, are dwindling down for the rest of the year because people are really scared. That's something else we want to talk about. People are super, super scared about this election. Even people who have a pending case, our clients are calling us, freaking out. People who never filed anything are calling and freaking out. People who have orders of deportation are freaking out. I had a video on TikTok that got 1.2 million views last week. It's probably more now. I'm going to show you. Um, because I talk about the four groups of people who are first in line to get deported by Trump. So let me show you my video. I'm going to share. Unfortunately, on Instagram, you won't see, but people on Facebook, you will be able to see. Oh my God, I have three accounts. One is in Russian, and I'm trying to find the one that's the right account. Oh my God. Anyway, you know what? I'm sure that if you do it on your phone and not on the computer like I'm doing, you'll find it. I have one video that had like 1.2 million views where I talk about the four categories of immigrants that are first in line to get deported, the most at risk under Trump. Really quickly, here's the video. Number one group that's like the worst at risk is anybody with criminal convictions, especially more than one criminal conviction. Number two, anybody that already has a deportation order and right now doesn't have anything in the works, appeal, a motion to reopen, the case. Number three is people who came through the border under Biden and didn't get parole or anything like that. Like I know some people who actually ended up coming in, getting parole, and then TPS. You're not in danger. But if you just are here, you didn't come through CBP1, you crossed the border, you're in danger. And the last group is somebody who's never filed for anything or filed and was denied and doesn't have any case that works right. Those people are the most at risk. If you have an pending asylum, you're fine. Okay, whether you're in court or not. If you have a pending VAWA, you're fine. Nobody's going to deport you. You don't have to worry if you have a family case here pending for a green card. But not if you have a family case and you're here without a visa, you entered without a visa, and you've been in line, that doesn't help you at all. You could still get deported. So anyway, let's get into your questions. I think that's enough, right? Unless you want to ask me about something else, drop a comment. I'm going to start answering questions right now. B Bean says, hello, I filed for VAWA 1 month ago. Can I get a travel permit and work permit if I'm from India? You should do a consultation with us. Well, we will talk about it. Not everybody who files for VAWA is eligible. Some people are. So some people, if you've never filed for anything or been deported before or don't have any crimes, you could be eligible for a travel permit and a work permit. So let's get in touch. Call us for a consultation. We'll be happy to help. All right. Lucky says, Lucky Corporation. My I-360 was approved last week, and I filed my I-485 concurrently together with it. When should I expect my green card? Give it another year, at least 6 months. 6 months to a year. MK says, Marina, is it true they started to interview people who filed for VAWA? Yes, but those people who filed for VAWA and the green card together, and that starts in December. And not everyone. They will just be selective about who to interview. Mike Stewart says, good morning, Marina. I applied for VAWA in March of 2022. I got my work permit in June. I still don't have any news about VAWA. It's been 2 years. Is that okay? Is this a good sign or a bad sign? Would USCIS ask for an RFE? What is your personal opinion? Mike, here's the situation. VAWA now is taking 4 years. You could get a request for evidence, but that's not necessarily the case. It just might be that there's nobody who's even looking at your case yet. So you might not get an RFE, but you also might get an RFE. So we don't know. You just have to be patient and wait. And I know it's frustrating, but please be patient. All right, let's go to Instagram. All right. Uh, Radha Putra Teja says, hello, ma'am. May I know how you will make a process plan for O1 visa? It depends where you are. If you're doing a consular processing or if you're going to be doing it here. You have to show your outstanding abilities, right? For the O1 visa, you have to show accomplishments. So O1 visa is for talent. It's for people with extraordinary ability or achievement. It could be art or sports or even business, right? It could be an education. It could be motion pictures or television. The general eligibility is that you have to show national or international achievements or records for ordinary achievements. And you have to give documents to prove this. A lot of times you'll get a recommendation letter or like an opinion letter from an organization that you would be like, let's say, artist, it would be an artist organization. If you're a chef, I would get something from like a culinary organization. And you need an employer most of the time. You cannot self-petition for an O1 visa, though you used to be able to do that. So you need an employer. That's the plan. All right. Let's move on. Han Squash says, hi, I was granted asylum. My wife is from another country, not the same country as me. I was granted asylum and how to my asylum case. She was with me when we applied for asylum. Hmm. It's strange that you got it and she didn't. If she was included in your case, uh, I don't know what happened. Did your lawyer not include her? You need to do a consultation, but generally speaking, if she wasn't somehow included with you, or if she came from like a different time, maybe then it was too late to include her. You just need to file an I-730 petition for her to get asylum and a green card through you. Question is, can she travel to her home country? I was granted asylum, but can she travel to her own country? Yes, if she's got asylum through you, she can travel to her own country because you are the one who proved you were not safe to be in your country. She can travel to her country. Oh, and he has a green card for almost a year. Okay, so she is fine. She's got a green card, but your question is about travel. Yes, so your wife can travel to her own country. Oh, Alan K says, hi, Marina. My mom, Inga, who used to work for the Boy Stark, says hi. Hi, Alan. Say hi to your mom for me. I remember her. Um, oh, Hans Squash says his condition was not using your phones at family gatherings. Oh, that is definitely a condition in our house. But you know who is the biggest violator? My husband. He wants us not to use the phones, and I want everybody not to use their phones. But he will sit there on his phone, and we can't complain because he cooks, you know? Um, Karas Milkovic says, same at our home. Happy Thanksgiving from Karas. Happy Thanksgiving to you, of course. Um, Hi, dear. How are you? I'm like you and your country, says Sayab. Karas says, if illegals court case closed and they apply for work permit, can they be kicked out? Usually, if you have a work permit, that means you're in some status. So you should not be kicked out. If you have a status, no. And Hans Squash says, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for asking. Um, okay, we answer this. IK on YouTube says, hi, Marina. My cancellation of was terminated without prejudice in 2023. Will I be deported? It's fine. Okay, I'm not going to say you're going to be deported, but it's possible because it seems like you're here without status. Maybe you're eligible for this T visa that I discussed. Give us a call for consultation. You could be eligible for something else and not aware of it. Serena says, will it be affected my husband coming into the States from Nigeria if I haven't filed yet for him? If he comes legally, then he's fine. If he comes with a visa and you file for him, you'll be fine. He will not be affected. And of course, guys, I forgot to mention, I don't give legal advice directly in these videos. This is only to give like general information, educational information about America, about the news, about the legal system and immigration. But for anything individual to you, please call us for a consultation. Contact info is in my profile if you're watching on Instagram. and on the bottom of the screen if you're watching on Facebook. Mamadou says, good morning. Can you help me with my case? Yes, call us for consultation. We always start with a consultation. And Serena says this has her stressed out, not know what to do. If he's coming legally from Nigeria, especially if he already has like a visa from you filing for him, he should be fine. Don't be stressed, Serena. Lucky Corporation, will there be any interview after approval after 60 before green card? You might have based on your green card, yes. Or will they issue my green card directly? They're not going to be issuing green cards to everyone directly anymore, but some people will. So they will be like picking whoever they think should be interviewed. Soul Winning Evangelical Ministries International. Oh, so cool. Please, what is the fastest way to apply for my kids in Ghana to come to US if I have a green card through VAWA? Thank you. Hopefully, the kids were included in your VAWA petition. Then all you need to do is file an I-824 petition for them, and they will end up getting a visa interview in like 2 years from now in Ghana. That will be probably the fastest. Serena says he's coming in legally. Thank you. Of course, he should be fine if he's coming in legally. I have a friend who came to the border to file for asylum and later the asylum was terminated. She filed for I-130 because came through the border, the I-485 was denied. So the family petition sometimes gets approved, even for people who come through the border, because, and this is hard for people to understand, because the immigration system in the United States is very different from all the other systems. But here you have to have an immigration petition approved first. That's a separate case. The green card or visa issuance is a separate case, right? So the I-130 was approved, but the green card application was denied because when somebody crosses the border, it does not come with a visa, even if they ask for asylum, it was legitimate. They often will get denied because they have no way to forgive this coming in without a visa thing. Plus, there's no jurisdiction usually in these cases inside US because it never crossed into US because of the visa absence. So he filed his I-485 again. He will be denied, Kwaku. I don't know why he filed it again. He will be denied again. He needed to have filed an I-601A waiver, or if it's through a marriage, give me a call. We could talk about something like VAWA, because a lot of times the stress of all these denials, the marriages to a U.S. citizen before it causes these marriages to go back. So his I-485 will very likely be denied again, because I'm telling you that there's no jurisdiction to get a green card through a regular family petition if there was no like abuse and you don't have VAWA approved. If you can go get waiver, have them. I can't believe people just do things without talking to a lawyer. Vlad Song says, what should Ukrainians do if you be closed? File for asylum. I don't see any other option. And by the way, I do this on my Russian speaking channel every day. Plus, I do consultations every day. I know that asylum is not like the best kind of case for people from Ukraine right now, but it's really the only option if you want to stay here legally. Unless you want to file for work visa, work green card, but then you might have to leave and do an interview in another country at the embassy. So be careful with that. Let's get to Instagram. Sandra777. What to answer about the work authorization? Oh, working without authorization when the question is I-35 for asylum. You have to be honest and answer yes, you work if you did work without authorization or without proper work authorization. Rania Busali says, what happens to somebody who's an H4 to H4 and has EAD, like work permit? Are they at risk? No, they should be fine. Are they really doing interviews now for VAWA I-360s? Yes, for people who filed the VAWA with the I-485, and not everyone. Only some people they will choose. Korasmilkovich says if somebody lost their passport and only had a copy of it, how can they get it from the country if they filed for asylum, persecution, like a refugee? Should we contact DHS? You need to get a letter from the police, like to say that you reported that you lost or your password was stolen, right? Number one. Number two, if you weren't like directly persecuted by the government, for example, you were like a famous political opposition person in your country, and the government was directly persecuting you, right? If that happens, you should not call your embassy for a new passport. But if you were like, you were like a regular person who experienced your, problems because of political opinion or whatever, you should be okay to go to your embassy and ask for a new passport, especially if you have a letter from the police that you lost your passport. Okay, so you should talk to your lawyer. I'm sure you have an asylum lawyer. If not, give us a call. We can help. Okay. Sandra 777 says, will they ask me about taxes? I have asylum filing for a green card. If I work without a work permit, they could, but they usually don't. This is more about you being honest with them and not like lying. Um, okay. Cheyenne Mosk says, how many people are currently entering through the US Mexico border daily using CBP1? I don't know that statistics. I'm sorry. Some people say that if you choose the Texas border to come in, you're more likely to be invited for an interview quickly. Is that true? I don't know. I actually don't know all these statistics about the CBP1. The best way is to, Cheyenne, the best way is to get into some groups on like WhatsApp and Telegram of people who are like actually crossing and sharing their experience. And sometimes you can find these groups on Facebook as well. And we don't have enough clients coming through the border every day to like know these things. Josh 109864. My daughter turns 21 and she is petitioning for me, filed, oh, so she already turned 21. Filed about a year ago. Now my wife got her green card. Should my wife now file the I-130 for me, or is it good enough for my daughter? Planning to do I-601A. Probably better to do it through your wife if you're planning to do the 601A. Okay. Um, but talk to your attorney. Mani Kumar says my vow is approved and I submitted my medical for the I-35. Do you think I may get an interview request? It's hard to say. Starting in December, they are interviewing some people who file for VAWA and a green card. So I don't know, Mani. I don't know for sure. Hopefully you won't. But if you do, it's okay too. It's not the end of the world, especially if you have a lawyer. Zashita says hello in Russian. Hi. Um, Rawa Khan says my auntie applied for immigration visa for my mom. My mother's name was wrong, and her date of birth was also wrong on the application. It's been 6 years she applied for my mother. What should we do? So it depends. If the case is still not approved, it means it's still with USCIS. So you should write a letter with proofs of the right name and the right date of birth, like her passport and birth certificate, copies, and send a letter to USCIS with a reference for the I-130 case number and name and all that. They will change it and update it. If it's already approved, you can write to the National Visa Center if they already have the case. It depends on who has the case right now. Most likely, it's still with USCIS, which is good news. We could write them with a cover letter asking them to fix the application information, attach her passport copy, her birth certificate copy, and ask them to correct her name and date of birth. No problem. We've done this before. We're human. Once every few years, we make a mistake too, and they will correct it. Okay. Uh, okay. And is it necessary to correct? Is a follow-up question from Raul Khan. Yes, it is necessary to correct. You must correct it now. Keto TV says, "Hi Marina, how's it going? We miss you here in Miami. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming for Christmas. How long will it take for VAWA immigrant visa? I've been waiting around 600 days, no response. VAWA is taking 4 years, 4 years from the date you file. So it could be a little less. I had some cases approved that I filed in 2021 last week. So some people it takes 3 years. That's quick. But most new cases now are taking like 4 years. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to wrap up. We had a great show today. Thank you for all your questions. Rawa Hans, really appreciate your help. Ma'am. I appreciate you. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your comments. I love you all. You are the best viewers ever. Thank you to people who follow me every week. I'm so grateful for all of you. This is what I'm saying. Thank you for this Thanksgiving. My amazing followers, my amazing clients, people who are interested. I'm talking to you guys. I'm not talking to myself, because I used to in the beginning when I just started these, I used to sit there and I would have like two people watching. And I was just mostly and mainly talking to myself. But guess what? Now I'm talking to a lot of you. You guys make like want to do more of this kind of work and do more every day and every week and make me want to be a better lawyer. I'm always going to these conferences and bringing my attorneys with me because we have people that we need to help and we see them and we hear them and I see you and I hear you and I thank you so much. I hope to see you next week. Thank you everybody for watching. Bye bye.